Hey, good morning. It's Tuesday, July 6th. Thanks so much for being here this morning. It's such a peaceful, calm morning. As you can see, the river behind me is calm. Probably change later on today as Elsa begins to approach this area. And I'm going to try and do videos tonight and tomorrow morning, just not sure what the weather will be like. So this possibly might be the only one we'll do today. But just take advantage of this beautiful, calm setting right now. And again, it draws us to reflect and meditate on the power of God. And anytime we're not meditating on the power of God and His goodness and His faithfulness and His beauty to us and His grace to us, life gets all turned around and upside down. Things are out of perspective. They're out of proportion. And all the things in this life that are difficult, they overwhelm us. And the only thing that keeps us steady, keeps us centered, is the grace of God, the power of God. Now, a passage like Hebrews 4 encourages us to come boldly before the throne of grace whenever we have need. And Hebrews, both in chapter 2 and chapter 4, reminds us that Jesus was tempted at every point just as we are. He knows the pain, the frustration, the sometimes the brick wall that we appear to hit. He was tempted with all of that. And He did it so that He could relate to us. Sometimes we feel like no one can relate to us, but Christ can, in a way that only He can. This is why the beauty of the Psalms and should not be just isolated to the Psalms. The fact that God knows me intimately and everything about me is so tightly connected to the fact that I can come with courage and hope before Christ and know that He hears me, knows that He knows my heart. And let that be a blessing to me and to encourage me. May not make things like better, just as things didn't get better for Jesus when He went and endured the pain and suffering for my sin. But He brought honor to God, and that is what made His life centered and hopeful. See, hope is not based upon getting what I want. Hope is knowing that the energy that I spend is given to God, and that He makes all those things right. That means that if I can confidently come before God and before Christ with all the issues and sins that I have, this is what Jesus did on the cross. You see, if I keep on trying to make up for it, if I think there's one particular act that I do that can wipe out the mercy of God, then I've misunderstood what grace is all about. If I don't think I do things in certain ways, and somehow that's going to displease God. God knows all the hang-ups and weirdnesses we have. Jesus died. It's not that He accepts us as we are. He accepts us as what Jesus did. I pray He doesn't accept me as I am. I pray that He accepts me for what Jesus did for me to make me who I am before God. See, when we get hung up on the various aspects of, I've got to do this or God's going to be displeased with me. See, that speaks against the work of Christ. We're not talking about heinous sin where you shake your fist at the hand of God and defy Him. We're talking about the struggles and the issues and the things that we deal with, the pride, the sadness, the unfairness, the harshness and hardness of life. Jesus' death particularly made it possible for me to know God in those things. There's nothing that I do or can do or will ever be able to do to make things okay with God. That means that God is not keeping score. Whoops, Jay did this yesterday. But he didn't do that. And he was supposed to worship this way or supposed to think that way, but he didn't. I'm going to, push him aside. That's not what Jesus did on the cross for us. What Jesus did on the cross was, when this river is all full of action and energy and waves, as it probably will be later today and tomorrow, God comes and calms it. The river of our life, the storms of our life, calms them so we have peace with him. This is so important. You're not going to be able to mess up the goodness and grace of God. You see, when we think that way, we denigrate, we lower, we hold in low esteem what Jesus did. The scriptures urge us to flee to Christ, to run to him. And I pray this day that you will see this calmness behind me as the calming, welcoming Spirit of God saying, come to you who are weak and weary, those of you who are burdened down by sin, and find rest and refreshment. Not rest and refreshment that we earn, but has been won for us by Christ. And that's the thought for this day. Again, turn on the post notifications and hit subscription if you haven't already. Check us out on everydaytalk247.com. There's even an opportunity to support what we're doing here on the website. But we're so grateful for this opportunity just to be able to talk about God, and thanking God particularly for this moment of calmness in the river behind me, to show this is what God has done. God has made it calm so I can come to him because I need him. And brothers and sisters, you do too. And that's the thought for this day. And Lord willing, we'll see what happens whether today or tonight or tomorrow evening. But the Lord bless you and be safe. Have a great day. Bye-bye.